Hey friends, happy Saturday, the 5th of August. It's nice to be with you. Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'll give you a reflection on the daily readings. They're linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. We are working on the book of Leviticus and the Gospel of Matthew. I think today might be the only day that we're picking up Leviticus. We're hitting a couple of quick times through Leviticus and Numbers, and then we'll pick up a little bit more in Deuteronomy, some of the instructions to the people coming from the law. Today we have the year of Jubilees, and it's kind of fascinating and fairly revolutionary in the way that we understand it. I'll say this, we don't have any indication that ancient Israel ever actually lived a Jubilee year. The idea being that even the land, even creation, has the ability to not have to work occasionally. Just like we're called to rest, right? So too the land has the ability to rest. And even in that year, God will provide for the people. Additionally, right, you think about what Jubilee is, and I don't talk a lot of politics here on this, but it is about justice, and it's an attempt from religious leadership in ancient Israel to keep from congregating all of the possessions and all of the wealth into the hands of some. A conversation that's being had again in this age and this generation, so that you could buy land for a period of time, but then it returned to its ancestral ownership. Likewise, a person could sell themselves into servitude, but not into perpetual slavery. It's all about justice and allowing people to return to the freedom that God created them with, even if really terrible and hard times have fallen upon them. Justice is one of those questions that we don't necessarily think into a lot. We don't pray into a lot. We think a lot about individual righteousness and morality, but we don't necessarily think about what's fair on a societal level. Perhaps as we enter into these questions of jubilees, of land and ownership and servitude and salary and all those sorts of things, we might simply pray God's justice into the world and perhaps ask if there are any areas of injustice that the Lord's inviting us to address, whether with our voice or with our action. Okay, in the Gospel we have the story of the decapitation of John the Baptist. John, who is an example of standing up for what is right. It's not lawful for you to marry your brother's wife, right? And because of this, he's imprisoned, and eventually, because of jealousy and dislike, his head is taken off. We might want to ask that question, how are we being invited to stand up for what is right, to stand up for the lowly or the imprisoned or the unjustly accused? How is the Lord inviting us to see with his eyes, the eyes that looks more to John in the prison than to King Herod on the throne? And perhaps we commit ourselves again to being a bit more like John the Baptist in being people of truth and honesty and integrity, no matter what the cost. All right, friends, happy Saturday. If you work regular work weeks, I hope you get some rest and some recreation in these days. I hope that you know the goodness and the blessing of God. Read those readings prayerfully. Turn off the screen. Spend some time with God. Take care, y'all.